Welcome everybody, I'm EruptionFang. Now if you're familiar with this channel, then you'd know I've been making videos keeping tabs on the past Vault Hunters and where they have been. Anytime any new Easter egg, DLC, or just information in general comes out about someone from the past who wasn't in the core game, then I more times than not have made a video about them. But one Vault Hunter in particular I've been hesitant to mention because I didn't know if certain inclusions were jokes or if they were meant to be taken serious. One joke means nothing, two could be a coincidence, but three is a pattern. So I've decided, screw it, it seems like they're working a specific angle. And that angle involves none other than the former Doll military commando, Axton. Yes, much like most past Vault Hunters, Axton's inclusion in the main narrative was non-existent. But, unlike the others, he did have a core Easter egg not added on in DLC. You see, within all of the skin customizations within the game, with Mose, she gets a little extra because Iron Bear gets some custom details as well. And with Mose's skin funk off, Iron Bear gets an image of Axton stretched out across its body, literally and figuratively. This was the first Easter egg of Axton. People laughed, is this where he's been, or was this just some fan art? Well, it seems to be more the former. In DLC 2, The Marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock, there's a moment where you're meant to search a desk. In one of the desks are some dirty magazines. But if you look closely, one of them has the word Commando spread across the top with a very familiar looking face. Now, originally, I personally thought that could be anyone. Not to knock Axton, but he's a very generic looking individual. Brown hair, in shape, good looking. Plus, this image is so small, there was really no confirming exactly. But then the most recent addition comes to the game, the limited time event Revenge of the Cartels. Maurice has been in charge of these limited events, but this time a new side mission was added as well. Marcus believes Maurice to be evil, and so he sends you around gathering echo logs to pick up some dirt on him. And in one of the echo logs, Axton is mentioned yet again.
Greetings! What is this warm blood doing?
Oh, hey, Maurice. I'm just trying to haul this life-size body pillow of my hero, Axton, back to my bunk, but, it's so heavy. Not sure why they included the turret.
A sleep den must always be made comfortable. You will accept Maurice's help with this task.
Really? Thanks so much. You're the best, Maurice.
And with this third inclusion, I was forced to bend the knee to the will of the game that now a pattern has been formed. His weird pose on Iron Bear, his pretty much exact same pose on the Dirty Mag, and now the Axton body pillow. It seems like the game wants us to believe Axton either A, got into porn, or B, started in OnlyFans and is like a nude model. This is the information we have on Axton in Borderlands 3, and the reason I was hesitant to make this Where Are They Now video is because I never liked the idea. Axton being this sexualized was never really part of his character. For all intensive purposes, Axton was a fairly standard and generic individual. He is a soldier. His backstory consists of him being former Doll military. He was married and his wife ended up discharging him and divorcing him all at once from the military. But she was the one who suggested he go AWOL so to not die by firing squad. He took her advice and then became a bounty hunter until he eventually was lured to Pandora by Jack. This is not the setup to a man who becomes a nude model with an OnlyFans account. The biggest reason this blocks me is the fact that this doesn't seem like the natural progression for his character. Zero, for as enigmatic and mysterious as he is, ended up aligning himself with Reese thanks to the events in Tales from the Borderlands. Maya, while she came to Pandora to learn more about herself and the Sirens, by the next game, she has her own apprentice, as the student has now become the teacher. Krieg, a man who has a seemingly impossible time struggling with his personality, is becoming more capable of speaking thanks to Maya, whom he fell in love with. These initial setups for these characters feel like very natural directions for the Vault Hunters to have progressed. But with Axton, it just doesn't seem to add up. They've already done the gay porn joke with Timothy, but even then, while it may not be a thing Timothy would do himself, it is a thing Handsome Jack would make someone else do. So it does sort of fit. The only explanation I can think of is it's not Axton literally, but it's like fan art. That residents around the galaxy have fawned over Axton and are simping him, and he is not directly posing suggestively nude photos, but rather others are taking the liberty of photoshopping it and placing him on body pillows. That's the only thing I could think of that would explain why they've been doing what they've been doing with him. While this may not be the most concrete of evidence, if you look at Axton in the flesh, he has this, let's call it cybernetics, above his top left eye, whereas on Iron Bear, that design is above his right eye. But on the magazine, it's so small you can't see if there is any sort of design above either of his eyes. On the Iron Bear, it could be meant to indicate this isn't Axton, but rather fan art that she's sort of gotten slightly wrong. But hey, perhaps I'm wrong. I want to know what you guys think. Does this all make sense for Axton's character? And am I just forgetting or missing out on some huge details? Or is this a joke the writers are going with because lol? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe for all new Borderlands content in the future, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.